Today, we're going to talk about my first experience as a founder. I was all of 23 or 24 years of age, and I was in a new city. And for the first time, I was signing on the dotted line of being an official founder. Before this, I have done ventures, but I have never really legally formed an entity. The first time when I was kind of into the whole journey of being a co-founder of a person with a person, I was almost freshly out of college, but I don't think we registered the organization. I remember that we were talking about registering the organization, but somehow it didn't go through. The next few times, I have assisted other people in kind of designing and building their organization from ground up, almost as another founder, but never in the same capacity, like not really on paper, but doing a lot of work like a partner. And then finally, when this opportunity came, I became a co founder, a legal co founder with another person. I was overjoyed to say the least. It was a very, very exciting point in my life. And it was it was very magical, honestly speaking, because I had moved from Calcutta to Bangalore. This city has changed things around for me. Maybe that can be a discussion for another time. But today we're going to talk about the mistakes that I made as a founder, as a co-founder, however you want to put it. The first thing was that I did not learn a lot of the things about the paperwork, like what is the process of registering an organization, what is the process of what kind of legal documents are required, who to talk to, what are the timelines. I know that we have to get a DIN, director identification number, we have to get a digital signature. All this was done and handled by my co-founder. I was just told that, hey, we require these documents from you, and he just made everything possible. Now that I am doing this, my current venture on my own, I know that there is just so much to do. All this administrative kind of work is not something that I like. I am not sure if he liked it too, but he was pretty good at it and he just took it head on. That was number one. Number two is I did not pay attention to the finances in the very beginning of the starting the company. I should have been a bit more into the entire paperwork, not the paperwork, but like the balance sheet, the profit and loss. I think last towards the end of things, I did try to get into it, but I that was kind of a bit too late. So yeah, that was something that I should have done in advance. Number three was, since I was a first time legal co-founder, I felt like a lot of the decision making I did not actively participate in, right? It's not like I was asked not to participate, but I think I gave out the whole the feel that perhaps I am okay not to meddle with these things. Yeah. And these were big decisions, important decisions, and later on things did get a little messy because I felt like I might not have gone ahead with it. But of course, at the beginning of it, I also just went with the flow. So I should have kind of said that, hey, let's discuss before we move ahead with things. I was so excited to start this venture and in a new place with a new person that I just was like, hey, you do your part, I'll do my part. But even in the your part and my part, certain things are very important that both of us should have discussed properly and then only gone ahead with it. So that's something that I missed for sure. What else did I miss? I think I'm thinking. We definitely, yes. So both of us were very um I mean, he was still a little analytical in nature, but we were very emotionally driven with this whole organization. And I felt like we had to be a bit business like, you know what I mean? We had to think in terms of numbers, sales, leads, conversions. Those are things that obviously I've learned as I've gone ahead into my whole corporate scheme. But he was an ex corporate. Even though he tried to bring those elements into the the venture, but I guess he was also trying to rediscover himself, and I also was not very aware of a lot of things. I feel like we missed out on the whole business aspect of running the venture. Um, the fifth thing that I definitely know that I did, I could not have, I could have done differently is I had just shifted from one city to the other, and I initially stayed with him and his family in the guest house, and I wanted to move out, but then COVID hit, and that did not end up happening. So we were staying together in the same place, and we were always discussing work 24/7 all the time. The lines got blurry very quickly. During breakfast we're discussing something, during lunch we're discussing something. It's going on and on and on. And the burnout comes really quickly when you're constantly talking about work, and it should end at some point of time. We were also having fun and a lot of other things were also happening, but I just felt like physically the distance is important. Just like for example, right now I'm shooting this at my place at night. I live with my parents, but we have separate houses. Yes, and I don't. I want to do all of this, but if they are with me, I obviously cannot say that okay, you sleep however you want to, but I want to put the light on. I want to shoot videos. It cannot happen like that, and some distance needs to happen in order for us to have our private lives, our space as well. So yeah, that was definitely a thing. But of course, COVID hit, so that can be taken into consideration, but at the end of the day it is what it is. So yeah, I think for if you are watching this as a solo founder, as a looking for a co-founder, however is the venture here, I would definitely urge you that if you are a non-analytical person, non-numbers data driven person like me, if you're more creative in nature, please learn these things. You have to learn how the incorporation of an organization works, right? What is the process like? What is the paperwork like? Please get a good lawyer, get a good chartered accountant. Next is that you definitely have to get your numbers right. I am still learning it. I'm the Excel sheet is not my best friend, but I'm doing my best to figure that part out. Um, uh, Please have a certain level of distance from your team as well, whether you have a team or another few partners, founders. I am not a fan of making your work, making your house your workplace. After a point of time, it gets very annoying. It gets, there are no lines. Yes, there's no discipline. The things that I would want to do at my own house, if I start doing it at a so-called workplace, and vice versa, you see, it's not how things work, right? So a certain level of commitment towards the work will also come when the spaces are different. There's energy, there's a way of the kind of seriousness towards work, the approach towards work is different. So that means working from a co-working space, working from cafes. If you're unable to have an office space, that definitely is something that you should consider doing. um, yes, decision making is something that every party should get involved in. So even if you feel like, no, this is not my cup of tea, but if it is a the decision will affect all of you, all the founders, all the partners in a long term range, then you have to pay attention to it. There is no excuse for it. Please don't make the same mistakes I've done. And yeah, so these are important factors. I feel like this time, of course, I don't have a co-founder, but I'm learning a lot of things. And perhaps another thing would be that I'm also learning is not, I'm not a, I guess I'm becoming a little anti working with friends. Yeah, I feel like certain expectation you have with people that you professionally connect with, and you know your friends in a different way. And once you feel like, oh, this friend of mine does fantastic work, I want to work with this person in my venture, it has not really worked out great for me. So that is something, perhaps, when you start your own organization, you can ask your friends and family for support, but you ask them for referrals. Don't directly ask them to work with you or take up projects where they are actively involved, because you don't want to kind of mess things up there as well. Yeah. So yeah, I guess those are a few things that I could have done better. I'm definitely learning this time around. I'm making sure that all of these things are taken care of. And this time around, I'll make a new set of mistakes and I'll make a video about that as well. Yeah. So I hope that this video was helpful for you if you are starting something on your own, so that you don't make these mistakes that I did. Before I end, I write a newsletter. I'm pretty sure that you really enjoy reading it, so please do subscribe to it. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. And if you have any questions, let me know about running your own venture, about starting off on your own. I've not been in the business line for very many years, but I definitely have started a bunch of things at a very younger stage. So I have made a lot of mistakes, and I'm sure you can learn from it as well. So yeah, until next time, I will see you soon.